Hey everyone, what's up? It's me, lo-fi musician and producer, Blue Sirens. And today I want to talk to you about one of the resolutions I think you should adopt in 2025. And that is either delete it or keep it. Oftentimes I see posts online of producers or artists saying, oh, hey, I started a song or a song idea, but I didn't do anything with it. And I started a new idea instead. And it's kind of a staple of being a producer or maybe even a lo-fi musician that you just have hundreds of unfinished tracks or unfinished projects or just ones you just randomly started and just didn't do anything with. And that's kind of funny, but it's also a little painful to think we started an idea, we started a song, and we kind of gave up on it. We just didn't finish it. And maybe it's because something didn't come to us in the moment to where we could continue it, or maybe we're just not inspired enough to keep going, or we just truly, honestly don't know where to go from it next. And there's a time and place for saving projects and deleting them. Sometimes there's projects where I don't know what to do next with it and I've saved it and then I've brought it back later as a collab, which all that is still fine to do. And when we get down to what I really want to talk about of either keep it or delete it, that's part of it too. Because if I'm going to keep something, if I've started a project and I'm stuck on it and I'm trying to decide, should I keep it or should I delete it? I could reach out to some of my fellow lo-fi musicians, some of my friends, and say, hey, can you give me some direction or where you think this might go next? And if you feel strongly about this and what I have, would you like to do a collaboration on it? Nothing wrong with that. And that could turn into a surprise collaboration with both of you. Maybe your friend can fill in some of those holes. Maybe another musician can fill in some of those spaces that you were lacking creatively and push it to a whole nother level. And this turns into either maybe giving them like a producer credit or an artist credit, whatever you want to work out with that. But that's one way you can keep it. Another way you can keep it is get extremely decisive. If you have, I would say over half a song, then you could try and say, what does the song need next? And say, I'm going to come up with 5 different sections that this could translate into within the next 30 minutes. And really put some restrictions on what you're going to do with the song and be extremely decisive. Maybe you have too much going on in a song, and as you strip it down, you're able to get what you want out of it. Set some deadlines. If you know you've got to get the song finished within the next 3 days, you're going to get a lot more done than if you have a month or even a week. Set some deadlines to really push yourself to help be more decisive with your songwriting, because you're going to throw out a ton of bad ideas that you don't think are going to work well. Or you're going to come up with some really good ideas that were maybe just buried somewhere in all those instruments that you've added to the track. So if you want to keep it, that's one way you can do it. If you want to delete it, you're going to be deleting it by being extremely decisive with it. And if it comes to the very end and you're like, I just don't think this is a good song, and it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere, then just delete it. There's no point in having an unfinished project laying around distracting you from the next project. I do think you should try your best to see these projects through and finish them as much as possible, even if it's a song you're not going to release. If you can say, I finished it and I've learned something from it, I think that's more beneficial than playing around with an idea for 30 minutes and then being like, I don't think it's going anywhere, and just deleting it. Whatever you're working on and you're taking to the next song, you need to be able to have something that you can learn from it. And the best way to learn is from finishing a song, getting feedback on it, seeing how it's received, and go from there. Again, though, end of the day, you just need to like it. And if you really like the song, it really doesn't matter what everyone else says. But this video is more about how are you going to be decisive in your songwriting? How are you going to push yourself to be able to say, I'm going to keep this, or I'm just going to delete it. And I would say try to push yourself to keep things more often than you delete them, because as you're keeping them and you're growing and you're learning, you get a lot more out of that than you do from deleting it. And also, you might be pressured by the idea that you've put so much time into this song or into this project that you need to keep it and keep moving forward to get the value out of your time. So I think there's more arguments into keeping it than deleting it. So maybe this video should be titled, "You need to finish it or delete it." Because we can hold on to these unfinished projects, these song ideas for forever, but we're not really learning anything. We're not growing unless we're finishing it. But what do you guys think? Are you going to keep projects or delete them in 2025? Are you going to finish them or delete them this year? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.